Have you ever done something for somebody else and got absolutely nothing in return? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Ruffle Some Feathers podcast, where each episode challenges you to think differently, grow stronger, and live more intentionally. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, before we get started, I want you to think of a time where you have gone over and beyond for someone, whether a friend, a family member, or even a coworker. You got the memory? Good. Now think of the outcome. Was the response what you expected? Or maybe you didn't expect anything in return. Today's conversation is all about that fine line between giving and receiving. Let's start with the givers. A giver is someone who gives with their whole heart, constantly pouring into others, and always putting others before themselves. That's beautiful, right? But here's the thing. A giver can also be draining. Overgiving can wear down your mental and emotional energy. I'm not saying to stop being generous. I'm simply saying to create balance. Just to be open to allowing others to give to you too. Because what you do deserves to be appreciated. So let people do that for you. Now let's talk about receivers. Or in some cases, takers. This is the kind of person that always takes and never gives. They can be considered needy, self-centered, and they may drain the life out of givers. Now, don't get me wrong. If you give and receive with balance, that's healthy. And that's not who I'm talking about. The only problem comes when there's no balance, when it's all take and no give. So let me share a story. I recently worked 2 different jobs, one right after the other, and at different times. I'm not going to focus on the job titles themselves because the actual work is not the focus of the story. It's about givers versus takers. So, with the first job, from day one, I was treated with the utmost respect. I was trained properly, given real breaks. They literally would have to tell me to take a 15-minute break, to take a lunch, an unbothered lunch at that. And coming from my past jobs, that alone speaks volumes. My coworkers were supportive, and even the customers were kind. That job from start to finish felt empowering, wholesome, and safe. And I was only there for a short time. So the fact that I'm able to observe and obtain all of that, that says a lot. I really don't have any negative things to say about that job because I was able to gain experience from what felt like such a safe environment to learn from. I definitely call that job a giver. As for the second job, now I'm not going to bash it because that's not part of my demeanor, but this is the Ruffle Some Feathers podcast, so I do have to at least speak with honesty. Now, with that being said, this job was a night and day difference from the last one I just spoke of. It was chaotic, unorganized, and stressful. I was told conflicting things. You know that phrase, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing? Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. I like to consider myself a quick learner. So whatever I'm taught is what I implement. So when I did the things that I was taught, I was told that I did them wrong. From day one, I disclosed what I knew and what I didn't, just to be fully transparent so that there was no confusion later on either part. And with that being said, I was still expected to know things regardless of what I was trained for. And that's all I will say about that job. There was more, but I don't want to get off task. Let's just say that the feeling of being drained doesn't even hold a candle of what I went through with this job. I would definitely consider them a taker of all my energy. With both jobs, I gave my best self because that's just the type of person that I am. And they each showed their appreciation or lack thereof in their own way. And you know what? I'm grateful for both. In both jobs, I gained a level of experience that I can always use. In the first job, I gained experience within the work. So if I ever plan on applying to another job that's similar to it, I can always recall those muscle memory skills. And with the second job, I gained life experience. Or life lesson. I learned how not to run my own business, how not to treat people who help me, and how not to waste anyone's time. Yes, that job was draining, and yes, it was stressful, but that's not what I choose to take away from it. I choose gratitude for the message that it taught me. And that's a good way to take your power back. It's a good way for you to learn where balance is needed. When you take time to reflect, it gives you the ability to see what's really going on. If you have been receiving a lot from others and you know it's something that you can do for somebody else, do it. And on the other hand, if you have been giving your heart away into oblivion and someone recognizes that and they choose to show you some grace, let them. As you take time to reflect on your actions and your choices, take the time to also create those emotional boundaries that deserve to be respected. So what's the point of all this? This world is full of givers and takers, but the key is balance. I consider myself both a giver and a taker with balance. I love helping others, but I also allow others to pour blessings onto me whenever they are willing. And that's how I maintain a good mental health for myself. If you take anything away from this episode, let it be this. Don't overgive to the point of emptiness. Don't only take and not give back. And create balance. Treat others with kindness and respect. And remember, not everyone feels the same way you do. What works for you may not work for them. And that's okay. We're all different for a reason. I hope today's message reached the person that it needed to. And if it resonated with you, please comment below. Don't be afraid to share your story. I want to hear it because you never know, it could be something that helps somebody else. And if you could be so kind, please share this episode with at least one other person you feel could benefit from it. Let that be your first act of kindness while you ponder on what things you can do for others. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. You don't want to miss next week's episode. Until next time, keep finding balance, keep protecting your peace, and keep ruffling some feathers. Bye.